Hi, I'm Tyson with American Income Life Insurance Company. We spoke over the phone about a letter that you received in the mail. Um, let's go ahead and find your kitchen table. My laptop will make things go a lot faster. Alright, so as mentioned, people who got the letter and filled out that response card and sent that back are actually entitled to some no-cost benefits and may actually be able to get some additional benefits if they qualify for it. So my job is pretty simple. It's basically to show you all the no-cost benefits that you're entitled to, and then show you some of the some of the additional benefits that you may qualify for. All I'm going to ask you to do is ask as many questions as possible, just because we try to get everything done within the same day in fairness to all the other members waiting to be seen, okay? I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to send through. I know we filled everything out a little bit. So, this first video that I'm going to show you is just going to explain a little bit why your company decided to work with our company.
Your union has entered into an agreement with our company.
Does that make sense? Alright, now that you know a little bit more about our why your union decided to work with our company, I'm going to show you this next video, which is going to explain my company's culture and why I'm here.
At AIL.
Perfect. So, as the video mentioned, we're a company that believes that if we're going to be working in a community, we want to be constantly giving back to that community. And one of the ways that we do that is actually by looking for anybody who's looking for a career change, a first-time career, or even just first-time employment, and giving them a career opportunity. So that being said, do you know any sort of friends, family members, neighbors, or even past coworkers that might be looking for a career change? Great. I'm just going to go ahead and get their full name and a little bit of contact information, and then we can call them up and schedule them for an interview, okay? Perfect. So, all right. So, this first benefit is the AD&D benefit, which was basically given to you by your union to thank you for being a member in good standing. So I'm going to go ahead and play the video. It's going to explain a little bit more about it, okay?
We see the headlines every day.
Alright, so basically what the AD&D is, I know the video explained it a little bit, but for you, it's a living benefit. So say you get into an accident and lose any one of your hand, foot, sight, and one of your eyes, you'll actually get $1,000 of the $2,000 benefit. And then if you lose any of the two, you'll be able to get the full $2,000. And then for your loved ones, it's actually a death benefit. So whoever your beneficiary is, you'll be able to put them down on the paper. And then say if you do die in an accident, heaven forbid, they'll actually be able to get that $2,000 benefit out to them, which I know doesn't sound like a lot, but in a pinch it can really make a difference. Does that make sense? Perfect. All right, so we can move on to that next benefit, which is actually going to be this Child Safe Kit mobile app. I'm going to play the video now. It's going to honestly blow your mind.
You've had that feeling.
Perfect. So, as the video mentioned, it is actually an app designed to keep everything all in one place. So if anything does happen, you can't find your kid for any reason, you can send all of that information straight to authorities. It really does cut down on a lot of the time that they spend searching, from like a few hours to even as low as 30 minutes. So that being said, do you have an Apple phone or are you an Android person? Okay, awesome. We'll go ahead, we'll take care of all that. And then this next benefit, I'm actually going to tell you myself. So it's the discount card, which is basically a discount card designed to help cut on out of pocket expenses. Sorry, that's a little bit of a mouthful. And is not going to affect any of your current health coverage. So basically what it's going to do, it's going to cover you and anybody living at this current address for a full year. It's going to help you cut down, I believe it's as high as 60% on your chiropractic services, your hearing, your vision, and even prescriptions. Okay, so let's go ahead and move right along. So this next video is actually going to explain a little bit on how you can actually sponsor some of your family to receive these same benefits, okay?
Due to the value, overwhelming need.
Okay, so as the video mentioned, we are giving you the opportunity to sponsor any of your family and friends that you think might also be able to take advantage of these benefits. So what I'm going to have you do, I have this little paper right over here. I'm going to ask for at least 10 people that you can think of that you feel would really enjoy these benefits, okay? So the first one's going to be, okay, and then the second one. All right, perfect. So all the people that you wrote down, we actually are going to see separately just because everybody's individual needs and wants might be different from somebody else's. So the person I saw before you might have different needs for certain benefits than you or any of the people that I might see after you. So really quickly, I'm going to play a video. It's going to explain the needs for these benefits. Come on.
Since birth, you've spent each day preparing for the future.
Perfect. All right. So that video kind of leads us into the third part of the program, which is a needs analysis. Now, this is actually the most popular and the most important for our members. Basically, what we're going to do is I'm going to ask you a couple questions. Wow, I'm really tripping over my tongue today, but I'm going to ask you a couple questions, and my program is going to help find the gaps in your coverage and what you might need. Okay, so I'll go ahead and get your spouse's name. Okay, and then their date of birth. Alright, and then the kiddo's name. Alright, their date of birth. Alright, and then I'm going to ask you all these questions. Okay, perfect. We aren't using any tobacco or nicotine products within the last 12 months. We definitely haven't been arrested. We have our monthly take-home pay. We do have a mortgage. Okay, so then this is the part where I go ahead and read off the mandatory read-off letter. It's just a way to explain how the application process is going to work. But basically what it's saying is that as we're going through these benefits and you're thinking to yourself and nodding your head, wow, these are some really great benefits. I can really see how they're going to be a great help for me and my family. We'll go ahead and have you apply today while I'm here. But on the flip side, if you're sitting here thinking to yourself, wow, these are some great benefits, I'm not sure how they're going to fill a need for me and my family right now, I will just ask you not to apply. Either way, yes or no, we ask that an answer be reached today in fairness to all the other members waiting to be seen. So does that make sense? All right, good. The good thing is that these are a bit of a no-brainer. So by the end of the presentation, you're going to know either way how you feel. Okay? So let's go ahead. We'll move on. The first gap that the needs analysis found was actually the final expense protection. So let me go ahead and ask you, Zach, if you were to die today, who would be taking care of your final expenses? And do they know that? I see. Well, what this next video is going to do is going to help explain how our program is going to be able to help your loved one be able to pay for everything with the lump sum of money, okay?
The warmth of family is...
Okay, so as the video kind of explained a little bit, the average cost for final expenses was around $15,000, but keeping in mind with inflation, the recommended amount is actually $30,000 to be covered, and that is what we would be covering you for. Now, as the program saw, you didn't really have any other existing coverage, so we would be providing you that full $30,000. Okay, so you can see that right over here. Let's go ahead and move on. I'm sure you can see the need for keeping your final expenses protected, making sure that your loved ones are going to be taken care of with the funeral costs, even if you're not there, to make sure everything goes swimmingly. Yeah, what does that make sense to you? Perfect. Yes, exactly. So let's go ahead. We'll move on to the next one, which is actually going to be monthly income protection. So I'm actually going to ask Tyson here. Tyson, if Zach were to die today, would you still be able to cover everything? I see. Yeah, and Zach, how about you? Would you be able to still take care of your food, your rent, everything that you pay for to keep this specific lifestyle going if Tyson wasn't around? I see. Well, this next video is actually going to explain how even if you were to die, we would still be able to help keep your loved one living the exact same lifestyle that they live now. Okay?
Your paycheck is the
Perfect. So, as you can see, we would be able to help you cover for 5 years of your income. So for 5 years, we can still make sure that that monthly income is coming either every single month or in an immediate lump sum of money, so that your loved one will be able to continue to live the lifestyle that they live, even without the same cash flow that's been coming from your paycheck. Okay? So I'm sure you can see why it's important to make sure that your loved ones are living the exact same lifestyle that they're living now. And why does that make sense to you? That's exactly right. I think that makes a lot of sense. So this next one is going to be mortgage protection. So the mortgage protection is actually something that we put in place because we think it's important to protect the most important asset of the family, which is almost always the home. So this next video is just going to explain how we can help you keep that even when you're gone.
Everyone dreams of owning their...
Perfect. So as you can see here, that $70,000 mortgage, we would still be able to get that all taken care of for you even when you aren't around anymore. So that full $30,000 is, I'm sorry, that full $70,000, I'm getting things mixed up now, that's still going to be provided to your family, so they won't lose the roof over their head. I'm sure you can see the importance of making sure that your family can keep your home, even if you're not there to make sure of it. Now, and why does that make sense to you? That's exactly right. All right, so this last one, I'm actually going to let the video do a lot of the explaining here, just because honestly it's eye-opening. So I'm going to go ahead and show that to you.
As parents, you hope to see your children go to college.
Perfect. So, bless you. All right, so as you can see, your child would still be able to get that $100,000 going to them if in the event that you were to die, heaven forbid, before you can see them go to college. They'd still be able to provide that to you guys. Now the best thing about that is that we actually pay to the person and not the institution. So I know a lot of the questions that I get is what if my child gets a scholarship, or what if my child already has everything paid for by the time I'm gone? Well, the best thing about that is that even if that is the case, your child would still be getting that full $100,000 in their pocket. So they could use that for their car, for any other rent that they might have to pay for their any sort of dorm room or anything like that. Whatever they might need it for, they would still be able to have that coming to them. So that is something that I really like about the program. And I'm sure you can see the importance of making sure that your child has that kind of money so that they can still be able to go to college and still be able to live a nice academic life even when you're gone. And why does that make sense to you? Why do you think that's important? That makes a lot of sense. Okay, perfect. So let me go ahead and just break that down, what we all recapped today. So we would be getting your final expenses protected. We would be getting your income protected and taken care of. We would be getting your mortgage taken care of. And most importantly, we would be getting your child's education all taken care of as well. So if this has all been making sense to you so far and you still want to go through with this, you've taken an important step towards protecting your family. The only thing that they have me go over with you is the two different options that they provide, which is option A. It's going to protect everything that we mentioned today, as well as making sure that it's protected against inflation. Then there's option B, which is still going to protect everything that we went over today. It's just only going to have partial inflation. So let me just ask you, which one feels better to you? Which one won't take money off the table? Option A or option B? Perfect. All right. So we'll just go ahead and continue on. I think that's about it, right?
Yes.
Perfect.